The destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, yes, it's ladies.
Yes, everyone, it is Ladies Night here at AFTERBUZZ TV Lethal Weapon After Show. What up? I'm your host, Alexis Torres. I'm here with my beautiful, my bodacious, my awesome ladies over here. We got Virginia on the very, very end, and I got Petra over here looking with the curls. I'm so happy to be back with you guys because I missed you, but I'm also excited to be back with you guys to talk about this show. We are talking about Season 2, Episode 17, The Odd Couple. So don't forget to hit up that live chat. Don't forget to hit up that iTunes. Get to do all that great stuff because it is awesome. So, ladies, what did we think? Just an overall, if you can think of like a sentence to describe the ridiculous shenanigans that happened in this episode. Please tell me your thoughts.
Well, I thought it started a little slow, but it definitely ended with a bang.
Yeah, this episode
Yes.
is like, honestly, I would have to say this episode is one of my favorites.
Really?
It's one of my favorites. We'll get into why.
Okay.
But, it's a few like big points in there that I was literally shocked, and it was good for me. So I enjoyed this episode.
I loved it because we were kind of like, okay, this is crazy, and then other times we're like, really though?
Oh,
really though?
I can't
like,
wait till we get into that because I'm like,
I have thoughts. I'm just really excited to talk about this. So let's get into our victim. His name is Sam Higgins, who pretty much got shafted by a, what did you say it was, Virginia? It was a forklift. I couldn't see what it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a piece of like metal that was something else. Like I thought it was like a beam or something like
I'm
that.
a boy mom, and my son is obsessed with trucks, so I know every kind of
look at
construction
you.
vehicle.
because
yeah.
I was wondering how she knew what that was because I'm like,
I couldn't
That's
see. It
the
was so
only
dark.
reason.
I was like, what? Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so felt bad for that poor woman who's pretty much just going to need all of the
Oh,
therapy.
literally.
Yes.
I don't even know what's appropriate to say, but let's
No,
just say
do
that
it.
scene was like, I'm like, really?
And she
Oh.
was like the tassels. Is that what you're trying
That
to
was
say?
ridiculous. I was like, really? Tassels?
Tassels.
That's the nickname? Is that what the kids are calling it now?
Right.
Or the old people.
I mean, whatever.
Right,
But
right.
either way, I was just like, but tassels though?
Right.
That's weird. But yeah, I feel bad for her. I was not expecting that. And I think that's what I love about this show is that it's really easy to surprise us. And this episode, didn't this episode feel like an hour, like not an hour, like longer than an hour?
It was just
felt like
so
it just
much.
kept going.
There was like a lull in the middle, I think. When
Well, yeah.
I think that's why it felt so long. But like it started off really good, and then it was like, okay, what's going on with this deal?
Yep.
And then and then we got the action at the end. So
Did we think in the beginning that Butler was going to be our bad guy?
yes,
I did not get that.
I didn't
impression
get that
at first.
I didn't
but
get
like,
that
yeah.
at first.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be Trisha's boss.
Me too.
That's what I was like.
I thought
oh,
that's kind of where
no.
we were kind of like pushing towards, and I was like, oh, I mean, that's kind of nice that we don't have to deal with.
I mean, he still was a part of it in a way.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
But he doesn't know who he's selling to.
Clearly.
like that,
Yeah.
That I mean, I think that it couldn't have been his, like Trisha's boss because then like Trish would have to find a new job, and then there would be
Yeah,
that
I'm really
whole
glad we don't have to do
drama.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler was a really cool dynamic because the fact that we were kind of like falling not in love, but the fact that we kind of liked him because him and Riggs were getting along, and then we kind of slowly went into, him kind of acting a little suspicious, especially around dinner, which I felt really bad that dinner got burnt. Like, I'm starving, and I was just like, why are you burning this chicken right now? Why are you doing these things? But the fact that we find out that because he's a big grocery store owner, that he's sitting there and buying grocery stores under like some sort of like either tunnels or lots or things like that, where he's able to, what was it, meth? That he's able to push through. I thought that was very, very interesting. So, and also just like squash though, like that's the vegetable you pick.
it kind of makes me feel. It kind of makes me feel like when I go to the grocery store
Right?
now, I'm thinking twice. Like,
I'm like, what's been in this truck with you? How do I know you're actually fresh?
Right.
Instead of like meth keeping you fresh.
Right.
Like, that's weird. But yeah, that definitely made me think the same thing. And also I just think that it's a random vegetable to be like, let's get 20 or 15,000 pounds worth of just squash. It's not just like an array of vegetables. I don't know. I think about these things. It's weird. But anyway, let's, speaking of weird, I'm going to jump into Roger real quick and talk about him because, whoa, we got a roller coaster for him, mostly because of the fact that Roger was where he's still living with Riggs, and how would you feel about housing someone for this long in Roger's situation?
That was my guess when I first, because this is the first time that I've seen the show in a while, because with my vacation and stuff. So I was literally surprised to see Roger in an environment like this. One, because I would think, okay, before he go and lives with Riggs, he would get like a hotel or something.
Yeah, I thought that was really strange.
And then it's like you're on an air mattress. Like it's just like I would never expect. I don't know if it was like a sense to help him cope with what was going on, so because he didn't want to be alone or something like that.
And mostly because nobody else will take him in except for Scorsese, which he refuses to stay with.
And I wonder why.
Apparently, it's just cats. He just won't. He just doesn't do cats. And I was like, but I'm like, I feel like you living in a trailer with Riggs. In a home
and he's not
with cats.
too clean.
No, clearly, because apparently he doesn't brush his teeth very often or wash his feet, according to what Roger said.
Wow.
Yeah. Woof. Anyway, sorry, iTunes listeners. I was just like, but yeah. So it was very interesting that he went from sleeping on the couch for like weeks at home to immediately going to Riggs's trailer. I thought that was very, very interesting. Instead of like staying at a hotel for a couple nights and then doing that. But I also understand that hotels in LA are extremely expensive. So
well, and maybe Riggs was missing Ruth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're both bonding a little. Yeah.
That's why I felt too. They neither one of them wanted to be alone.
No,
so that's what it was about.
It's just happening. But also, homeless Roger makes me laugh because he's just like the saddest puppy trying to figure out life, but also the dumbest person.
I mean, honestly, it's such a
what? He's so dumb in this episode. It makes me angry.
It's such a bittersweet relationship with him though, because it's like every time I'm on his side and I'm just like, okay, Roger, like I'm feeling you. I'm Team Roger. He says something stupid like you used to always say. Always has his
no, he's in the doghouse right now
all the time, and it's just like, how do you not know after this long?
He makes me so angry.
Yeah, so I'm with you again. I'm back and forth with Roger. He needs to
no, these past 3 episodes for me have been like, oh my god, get it together. I mean, but also
it's worse.
But also Trish was not in the doghouse, but I was also upset with her because in the last episode she ran over Roger's motorcycle. That was where I was like, Trish, you are a way better, smarter person than this. You can't just be like, I'm just pissed. I'm going to just run over your motorcycle with my car.
I don't know.
Are you okay with it?
So she's like, she may.
No, I mean,
she's like, I mean.
But
no, I understand where she's
totally
coming from.
Team Trish, and she obviously has the money to spend it. So
True.
She was like, I can afford it. So,
that was crazy. I mean, she mentioned that too. She's like, we can just keep going. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, she scares me.
No, I love her.
She's great.
She like says everything. I'm just like, go Trish. And everybody else seems to agree with her. Avery, Riggs.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on her bad side ever.
No.
And that's why I don't understand why Roger is always trying to push it.
She's so patient, number one.
Like, so when she ran over that motorcycle.
Anyway, but I'm just saying, as far as like all the things that, I've seen transpire in their marriage, is like she has a lot of patience with him. It's almost like raising another child.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just marriage though.
I mean, that's true. I will give you that. But but I feel like Roger acts like an actual kid though, like, to be completely honest.
Well, she has two, because she has Riggs and Roger,
I mean, but I was really proud of Riggs in this Well, wait a minute. I was proud about how he tried to help Trish with the deal in the beginning.
Honestly, I was kind of proud at the fact that Riggs, I don't know if you guys caught this, but that was a genius idea for a win-win situation with the whole Molly situation. Because I'm just like, okay, that was genius, because he was trying to figure out how he was going to talk to her, how he was going to break the ice. So it was a perfect opportunity to break the ice and make things good at work. So I'm like, okay, Riggs.
I know, I was really proud. And I love how even Trish was kind of like, oh.
Right.
Okay. And I was
right.
Like, what?
And he turned it around at the police station.
He did?
Yeah, he turned it around for the deal for her. And I'm
completely.
Like, okay, we're seeing Riggs starting to come around.
He technically kind of ruined it later, but he was also in cop mode, so I understand. So that gets in the way. But Yeah, Roger is just, for anyone who's new to our after show, since episode 1, anytime Roger Murtaugh puts his foot in his mouth, I put him in the doghouse. That's just how this podcast works. It's always been like that. I really need to get like a can and like put money in there or something, just be like, he's in the doghouse again. But yeah, he's been in the doghouse for like 3 weeks. Like, it's just, and it's not even by like my standards, it's like by Trisha's standards. So it's, especially what he says in the plane.
Oh my goodness.
I understand that, like, I understand what he was coming from, of the fact of just like, I'm a family man, but I'm like, you have no right to tell somebody
low.
that.
That was low. I guess they were just in the moment, so Riggs didn't really catch it.
No, that was Roger being a jerk.
That's low. I mean, he tried to turn it around by saying, oh, you deserve that, man, like you're a family man, but really and truly, I'm just like, you don't tell somebody they don't have anything to live for.
Right before they die. Like, what would have happened if you actually lost that parachute? Like, and you guys were literally about to die in a fiery inferno.
Literally, I don't even want to talk about that scene because I am very disappointed.
Yeah, and Roger.
I'm just like, are you serious? Like the scene when they like jumped out of the plane.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We're gonna save that for Riggs.
Okay, I'll save it.
Yeah, it's so disappointing because I'm like, you guys are grown ass men. Like, how do you do the things that you do? And I also understand that it's obviously for TV stuff, but like the writing, just like the writers for this show are so amazing, but it also like hurts me so much. But I don't know, I love this show so much. But speaking of, who also a show that I love is an amazing lady, our fearless leader. Yeah, she also has a podcast.
Yeah, she has a podcast. So for those who do want to hear more of the podcast, she has an amazing one going on. It's Conversations with Maria Menounos, a podcast edition. She is hosted by our TV founder, Maria Menounos, and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrities and influence interviewers, along with secrets and tips on how to better in all aspects of your life, from health and wellness to career and relationships, finances, and more. So let our Maria be the big sister you never had. Just go on iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. And be sure to rate and comment when you do, and let Maria know that it was us who you got there from. And Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition, check it out. It's gonna be bomb.
Come on, guys, it's free 99.
I know, that's why I'm like, you can't
go wrong.
Free.
And she has really awesome guests, which you brought up. That
she just had like Kat Sadler on there, and they were talking about the whole like discrepancy.
Oh,
yeah. So she has some really interesting people on there. So check it out.
I think you should. It's awesome. And speaking of people who, well, Molly deserves to check out on this one. We're gonna talk about Riggs now.
I'm like,
so yeah. So
like, where was that?
Sorry, I was trying to make a transition. It didn't work out very well. I apologize. Anyway, so I'm happy to see Molly back in the show. I feel bad that this is where we have to bring her back into, technically. But Riggs pretty much is dealing with the fact of not talking to Molly and now talking to Molly in the worst scenario, which is a deal on the line plus emotions to the point where she was over-seasoning ribs and talking to her about it. So how do we feel about Riggs and Molly having the final talk?
Well, you know, the thing that makes me crazy is he keeps going, oh, we've had this 20-year relationship. Like, she knew that his dad had all these issues. Like, why couldn't he talk to, like, why couldn't he say, like, my dad killed your dog? Like, I don't understand why that wasn't a little bit easier of a conversation for him to have.
Yeah, I feel like he just got scared and didn't want
like
to
that
hurt
was his
her.
out.
Yeah, no, like straight up. Like he was just so afraid of losing her or hurting her in any way, shape, and form that he's like, I'll just leave.
But I think that guys don't understand. I feel, maybe it's just me, ladies, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but it's better just to talk to me and let me know versus just leave and leave me wondering what's going on, why, what happened, was it me, did I do something? And it probably has nothing to do with her, which it doesn't.
Nope.
And it's a cycle. It's a cycle of like, when does it stop? So.
Yeah, he totally ghosted her.
Yeah, like straight up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's awful because the fact that it wasn't even left her a note and was like, I'm sorry I have to do this. Like he just left.
And honestly, I just feel like if he would have told her,
She would have been, I mean, she would have had to deal with it, but at least they could have talked it out instead of it just being like, I just made the decision for you. You're welcome.
We're also dealing with Riggs, someone who's in therapy because he can't deal with his own problems and issues himself. So I can see why he didn't get into it with her.
Of course.
But at the same time, it's just like...
come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. Get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and especially it's always been tough because we've been wanting more from Riggs, as in like just want him to do better.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it, but like do better. To put Roger and Riggs together, especially for this last scene that I definitely want to talk about because the ladies had a lot to say about this scene. So Trish, which I was upset about this part, was where she was just like, I'm gonna get on a plane, I'm gonna talk to this guy, this and this. Even though your husband has been telling you, I think this guy's dirty, I think you should wait and listen to me. But I also know that her job is on the line, so there's a lot of weighing which one is more important. But at the same time, I'm like, you don't know this man, and you're about to get on a private jet.
But she's,
to Texas?
She's literally in a place, I feel like, just from watching this episode, I feel like she's in a place where she's looking at his track record.
True.
And she's looking at the fact that, okay, how do I know this is not something else? How do I know? You know, if it was a situation where he had been fine, like the relationship was good, I think she would have listened to him.
Yeah.
But because of like their circumstances and he's been known to keep messing up lately, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's not helping. Yeah, it's tough. Especially because, again, she's so stressed out because she just wants this deal to go correctly. Because it's, I don't even remember the amount.
$500 million.
Thank you. Yeah, like that's a lot of money to put on the line for, squash. But yeah, so this is where it kind of got me, where when she showed up there, and of course she's obviously overhearing this conversation, and immediately I was like, this girl's about to get kidnapped, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess we'll find out next week. But luckily enough, because she's a smart cookie.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Smart cookie.
She's a smart cookie. And she defense attorneyed her way out of that situation.
But when she said that, I get it. But what could you have said? I'm just wondering. Like,
besides the fact that he might have lost a property. That was literally about as much as you could do.
To the point where he would let you leave and go?
She basically made it sound like he was overpaying and she figured it out and like, let's just call it even.
Yeah, that scene was really weird because it kind of came out of left field because she went from saying, oh, I had an important call and this and this, and then you cut to her talking about like, oh, it's actually my husband, and it looked like she was trying to use something to bribe him with, but it was a bunch of gobbledygook that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Because we don't know her profession as well as obviously she does, so it was kind of like, okay, so what does that mean?
But it also was a situation where if you're really dealing with someone who's fraud like that, you're telling him that you talk to your husband, which is an officer.
Yep.
You're an attorney.
Yep.
Why wouldn't he just take you right on the spot?
And kill you.
What would make him say, you know what, that makes sense. Have a good evening.
I'm assuming.
Like, what?
I'm assuming maybe it's just because he's a businessman before a murderer. I don't know. It was, like I said, it was really muddled in that scene. Yeah. So I was just like, but I think it was mostly to set up that twist that I was definitely not expecting her to be in that car.
Ooh, that was a twist.
That was so good.
I even wrote best twist ever. Like, that was like the moment where I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it, Lethal Weapon writers.
I just loved how she basically told them, like, I outsmarted you guys. Like, she was the smart one. They were the dumb ones on the plane.
Yeah, they just jumped on.
Just like, what are you doing on this plane, dumb?
Let's talk about this dumb plane plan that we had here. So they rolled up, parked, got out, asked some random gentleman, is that Butler's plane? Okay, great.
That's a whole 5 seconds, like, wasted.
Why did you need that?
It's the only plane out here.
I mean, I'm assuming that either that has to be, like, a special guest that we missed. Maybe it's Matt Miller and I just couldn't see it. I don't know. I was just like, why was this necessary? I don't understand. And they start running towards a jet, a private jet. It's a plane that's going to take off. What?
I literally was thinking the same thing, but I'm like, okay, maybe they're gonna try to shoot the wheels or like cut the. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I was not expecting it to go the way it
Literally, Riggs jumped up, grabbed the handle of the door, and just some fabric fell out, which was mostly just like stuff that you're supposed to use to like keep all the packages together if you're in the cargo compartment. And it became a ladder because it has holes in it, and he climbed it. And
some things are just so unrealistic.
I was like,
but sometimes I'm just
great.
like,
yeah, like that's what makes it Lethal Weapon, and I think that's why the writers love it, because they can make these crazy things that you won't see anywhere else.
If you can see my notes on the whiteboard, there's literally just WTFs all over my notes for this airplane scene, because it was just like, okay, sure, that's believable, that's fine. But yeah, I agree with you, because the Lethal Weapon movies were also ridiculous, so it makes sense to add it in there, but it was just one of those, like, I thought that was it. That's where we stopped with the ridiculous shenanigans, since it was no shenanigans a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. And so we get on the plane, find out that Trisha's not on there, they just shoot up everybody up on this plane, and now the plane is crashing and there's only one parachute.
Right. I feel like the writers are like, oh, or we could do this, and this, and this. And they just kept going.
Yeah, it was like a whole another episode at the end. Like, it's like the episode started over.
I just see, like, giggly, like, screenwriters saying, oh, and now what? Or script writers like, oh, and we could do this, and oh, we could do this. It's just, it was so stacked that I was just like, what's happening? And pretty much, we had that line where I really wanted to just high-five Roger in the face with a chair. And, sorry.
High-five Roger in the face with a chair. Wow. Okay, and you have to top that one.
It's not going to happen. That's, like, my best line. But, yeah, and then they get into a fight of, like, never mind, I take that back, you can go, and then you can go, and then he just pushes Roger out the plane. With no parachute, because it flew out the door. What?
Oh, and then he magically caught it.
Oh, I don't even want to
let's not even get into that.
The skydive.
I'm just like, this is nothing but green screen. Like, and then Riggs is like Superman. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, really?
And I know that, like, what Murtaugh was saying earlier of, like, oh, you're a SEAL, you totally know how to do all this stuff. And I was like, okay, that's great. But at the same time, I don't think SEALs are jumping out of planes and grabbing loose parachutes. Loose parachutes and people.
And other people,
yes. Just in midair.
And like,
also, can we talk about the stunt coordinator, or whoever the stunt person was for Murtaugh? Looks nothing like
I never even
Damien.
noticed that part.
He looks like a husky, like, bald man. Oh yeah, because like is it Damon Wayans? Oh
yeah,
my God. Yeah. He's a very slender dude, but he's got broad shoulders. This man was like buff.
Oh my goodness, I wish we could roll the tape right now and just stop it to see.
Because if you see him spinning, like the shirt or jacket that he was in before was very like not skin tight, but it looked very loose. This one was like tight. Like it looked like
Terry Crews.
Yeah, like it was like Terry Crews jumped out.
Really?
I was like, who is this? But also like the melanin shade was a little different there. Also, he was much lighter than David Wayans, and I was like, what's happening right now? Who is this guy? And I'm not saying that it's like a bad thing. Obviously, they need to have someone who can do this, but it was just like clear stunt person happening right now. Because at least for Riggs, it looked like him from the back. Not for Murtaugh.
And then at one point I saw he was just literally in one spot, just turning in one spot.
That's it.
It's like,
how? How do you do this? Anyway, so they grab the parachute. He grabs Murtaugh and they pull the string, and they're just floating down like nothing ever happened. Everything's fine. I don't know where the plane is. Who cleaned that up? No one knows. Like, that's it. We just go back to our lives. Everything's fine. I'm gonna go break up with or talk to Molly now. Like after I jumped out of a plane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Literally, he's like, I jumped out of a plane. I almost died. I'm about to have sex with my wife, and it's gonna be great. Like that's like how the episode ended. It was ridiculous.
What a good way to get back in the house, though.
Yeah, because I was worried that Trish was gonna be like, you jumped out of a what? Especially because that's how our whole argument started, was that he's doing high risk things and she doesn't like it.
Right.
But he did it for her. That's why.
Well, yeah, of course. You know, I mean, I would jump out of a plane for Trish.
The last one, he went into the house to save a cat on video. Like, that's what really started the madness. So going onto a plane for her,
it
much
totally
more
makes
forgivable.
sense. Yeah, and that's totally fine. I feel like it's good enough that we don't have to have this Murtaugh not spatter. Yeah, like this Murtaugh fight for too long because it's been 3 episodes now. Like it's been quite a bit. So I feel like if they continue through on the season like that, I don't know if it would be as good. You know? Yeah.
That's why I don't ever understand why they put scenes in there like the plane crash. Like we know they're not gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's just for funsies.
Just for
to
funsies.
throw it in there.
Just to throw it in there, take up some space.
I mean, we also thought the dad was dead. So I mean, there's a lot.
Right?
Yeah. There's a lot happening. So, but overall, at least Roger and Trish are back together. Molly and Riggs are gonna.
I don't know what they're doing.
That one's a question mark.
I feel like.
Yeah. And it's nice because I liked her. I love that she has her own business now, that she has her own truck. That's great.
Yum.
I feel bad that she's running it by herself, though, because she doesn't have employees just yet because she just started. But I'm happy that she's doing stuff so she's not just like, we only see her in the house, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really cool. And then I guess we'll just see what happens after that because there's really nothing going on.
But what Molly said that stood out to me.
Oh yeah, go for it.
That was really good when she was saying basically to Riggs, like, your dad is always going to be around, you know? Mm-hmm. So what's going to change now? Like, or what's different? And it goes back to what we were talking about some episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're good.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Some episodes ago when I was saying, I feel sorry for her in a sense because, number one, you know, I was not a fan of them at first because of Jake.
Yeah, especially because the fact that there was so much history between the two of them, and he just kind of jumped in.
Yeah, and the fact that it's literally like the best friend, and then grew up. I don't know why, guys, but I still feel like Jake is gonna come back around at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I don't know how this is gonna unfold, but right now, like I was saying some episodes ago, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Even if he was to like get in a focused mindset and pursue her seriously, it's just like I said, the dad is gonna always be an issue.
Yeah.
So, but I did see on the previews how he said, you know, when you get out of here, I'm gonna kill you. So I don't know why I think that's just gonna happen, because how else are you gonna get rid of him?
Yeah, I mean, if they continue when season 3, crossing our fingers, happens and he's still alive, I'm gonna be like, why? Why? What's the point? You know, unless he's gonna come back for some obvious reason. But like, I feel like if he should be dead by the end of the season.
It's just really sad because I know that this is just a show, but just think realistically, if someone had to really truly go through that, it's like you can't even fully live your life because you're always worried about your dad.
And I love the example that she said too, with the whole fact that as soon as he comes back into his life, he just immediately like destroys everything in his life. Like, it's insane. Yes. You know, and I'm glad that Molly realized that, and that's why she's kind of like, you know what, you could have told me, but instead you decided to lie to me, and now it doesn't matter because you're just letting him cloud your judgment, and I don't want any part of that. Maybe.
Well, and she has a kid.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't get your kid involved. Like, you know, he was, like, so far in thinking, like, oh, this is a family now.
Yeah.
And his dad doesn't want to see him happy. He's never going to be able to move on and really, truly do anything.
Until he gets rid of his dad. Yes. Somehow, some way, whether it's by death or... I mean, he's already in prison and he can't even get rid of him. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
That's why I said move.
I know, right? Yeah, because I thought it was weird because... well, I'm not going to get into that because I don't remember where the prison is. I'm assuming it's in
Texas.
So it is in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that he's even in LA and he's causing problems is...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember he, like, went back to
Texas.
Texas?
It was a... Yeah, because... Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I thought for some odd reason that the prison was in LA, and I thought that's what it was. That's why I was like, I'm going to stop myself because I don't remember. So thank you for pointing that out. See? So unless he's moving to another country, then hopefully he doesn't have any connections. Nah, I think that's it. Yeah. So, I mean, again, I'm really proud of Molly in this episode. Yeah. Because she really stood her own, because she's a mom and she's like, yo, I have to think of my kids or kid. And if you do want to be a part of this, you need to figure it out before coming back to me.
And that's 100.
Oh, God, she's so good.
That was the realest. That was the episode.
Yeah. No, that was like my favorite part. But yeah, so that was pretty much the episode. Overall, last minute thoughts. Anything you guys want to talk about before we go into predictions?
Well, I also really liked how they totally messed up the guy pushing the button that flew all the way from Dubai.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah. I can't believe that he flew from Dubai just for that.
Just to push the button.
Bucket list. I get it.
Oh, that's right. He did say it was for his
list.
bucket list. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
then he watched somebody else do it.
Like, jeez.
I know, it's like what, a 20-hour flight or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Really
18 to 20. Yeah, I don't like those flights. But yeah, I feel bad because we only get to see her boss like here and there. So I love that he was back, and then he was like, and I'm out because you ruined everything. Goodbye. I'm also glad that he didn't get particularly mad at Trish for that. It was mostly just he was just disappointed. So, but I want to do that one day, just for a construction site. What? But anything else? Any other favorite moments?
My favorite moment was the realest moment of the episode, and that was with Molly.
Okay.
So I really loved that. Overall, like I said, this is one of my favorites. I was really, really excited to see Riggs like doing better. Even his relationship with his therapist, like that was healthier. So yeah, this is a good episode.
I also love that we had like a mini car ad in the middle of that.
Yeah. Did you see that when she was backing
Cahill
up?
was backing up and it showed her backing up? Because at first I thought she was gonna hit the car because she was distracted by Riggs. No, it was just to show that she had a backup camera and then laughed. And I was like, was that a sponsor?
I noticed that too.
That was so dumb.
But I did not know she was outside. Like I thought she was somewhere else, and then she's just like your body language and whatever.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny. I was just like, okay, I guess we're in the middle. Good for you, Lethal Weapon. Get those sponsors. But yeah, the episode was really, really good. Sadly enough, we're not going to be on next week because they're showing a rerun. If you missed it, if you saw the preview, it's definitely of when we find out about, I think it was the episode right after we found out that his dad was alive. So you should check that out. But we will be back the following Tuesday to continue on with the season. So, ladies, do you have any predictions before we go?
I just think we'll see.
And now,
Sorry.
your AfterBuzz TV.
Sorry, Brianna.
very
We
excited.
just really wanted to talk about our predictions. How dare you interrupt us with a beautiful light show? No, go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It's been a while. We haven't had that. We usually get the short one because we're always like running out of time towards the end.
Nice.
Thank you.
Predictions. Riggs is gonna kill his dad.
Okay.
Him and Molly are gonna be together. Jake is gonna come back.
Okay. I like these.
Trish and Roger are good.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get more of Rihanna.
And RJ.
Yeah. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Where's the baby? Tell me. Sorry, I just never see the baby in any of the episodes. Virginia?
I think we are going to see more Molly and more of the young Riggs. Because, we should
Oh,
have
yeah.
him back on here. He
Yeah.
said he has some more episodes to
Oh
film,
yeah,
so-
that is. I'm
Yay.
putting that back pocket because he's awesome, and I want him on more things in general. So we'll
Nice.
definitely have him back in studio, maybe for the finale or maybe a little bit earlier, depending on what his schedule is, what our schedule is. But also, don't forget to tweet out to the actors and actresses all the time to let them know. We've had a good amount of the cast in here, so just let them know to come back because we're still trying to get our leads. But they're very, very busy because they're filming as we are talking about it. So just let them know, and we'll figure it out. But ladies, let the wonderful people of the internet where can they find you?
You guys can find me on...
Oh, I'm predicting everything.
you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Virginia Reyna.
And you all know me, or you should know me by now. My name is Pietra Elise. You can find me at Pietra Elise TV on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, everything. I'll be interviewing, doing more shows, so subscribe, like, comment.
And don't forget to follow our awesome co-host who is missing, Kelly, who is at ChaosJ on Twitter. And I can't remember what his Instagram is, but he is 21 Waves of Awesomeness. I probably messed that up, but you should definitely follow him because he's actually doing a lot of really cool stuff. He's usually doing a lot of junkets and red carpets. He's awesome. You should check it out. And I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. That's ATORRES890. I did some really cool stuff with Nerdist called Fangirling, and I'm also going to be on Geek and Sundry in a month, and you should check it out because it's a cool tabletop game that I played. Can't talk about it though. Shh. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks for the next Lethal Weapon after show. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.